struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.
Hello everybody and welcome to take 2 for round 5 in the 2021 Classic Christmas Cup here for Velocity Online Racing. We are here at Nashville Superspeedway once again after a, let's say, failed attempt to get the race underway last time out on Thursday. We are here to try it again for a second time. This is a rerun or rescheduled event. So here we are for the 5th race of the year, for the Christmas Cup at least. And like I said, we are here at Nashville. It is a 1.3 mile oval, which is going to take us right into the track map actually. There you can see the race distance, 94 laps as well, 125 miles, 45 mile per hour speed limit, fuel for approximately 65 laps. And lifting is a sign of weakness, I can tell you there's going to be lifting, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting race. This is a concrete oval as well, which is different to the normal asphalt that we run on most tracks, of course. So the racing will be a little bit difficult for the drivers. It's largely going to be single file, but of course that's the beauty of a oval like this, Nashville that is. So we're going to wait and see how this race plays out. Looking at the points standings here, Alex van der Zandt leads it by 24 going into this event. He is not actually attending, so is Shane Coogan. He is not here as well. So Thomas Geisler, the first car in the point standings who is actually attending, could make a very big gain in the points. Gary Gotso, I'm not sure actually if he's racing or not, but Dan Morara is 5th in the points with Cameron Boustian, Charles Baldwin, Jan Hoffman, Oscar Fredrickson and Matt Hummel rounding off the top 10 in the points. And of course the last 2 winners at Indy and Charlotte, Alex van der Zandt and Cameron Boustian, as I forgot to turn my phone to silent. Apologies about that. But that's gonna bring up the points situation here going into this race. Looking at the remainder of the schedule, don't mind the incorrect date for Nashville, by the way. Like I mentioned, this is a rerunning of the event. But on the 2nd of January, in about 5 days, we have the final race of the Christmas Cup at Auto Club Speedway. And of course, we also have the 2005 IndyCar series kicking off at Homestead on the 8th of January. Which is going to be great practice for the open setup CIS, by the way. Classic IndyCar series on RacePod TV, which a few of these drivers run in as well, but we've got Phoenix for round 2, Indy for round 3, then we go to Texas, Richmond, Nashville, Michigan, Kentucky, Iowa, and Auto Club Speedway. So that's gonna conclude the pre-race stuff, and it's time to get going for qualifying here at Nashville. And most drivers are already finishing up their qualifying attempts, as we have Craig Forsyth on the pole position, for the time being at least, as Thomas Geisler finishes his run and goes to P6. Doesn't improve on his lap time. So let's go to Jan Hoffman real quick. So Jan, last Thursday's pole sitter at Nashville. And for including him and a number of other drivers, the setup proved to be a little tricky at the start, getting up to speed with the low Nashville concrete grip. Combined with the high RPMs of this engine, didn't really go too well, caused a massive crash at the start, and of course that left us with no real cars running, which led to the rerunning of this event, with a slightly altered setup to hopefully get rid of the wheel spin at the start. So hopefully we can see a better one this time around. Hello Lily in chat on a different account, but good to have you back as always. So we have about a minute left in qualifying. So qualifying is pretty much complete. Craig Forsyth on the pole position. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break and we will be right back for the pace lap and the start of this race here at Nashville.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at ApexSageCoach.
Back here at Nashville Superspeedway for round 5 in the Christmas Cup for 2021. As the drivers are finishing up their qualifying attempts, we are just waiting for the starting grid to pop up on the iRacing monitors, as there we go, actually just in time for us to bring it up. So on the pole position will be Craig Forsyth with Jan Hoffman alongside him. So that's going to be the front row. Row 2, Patrick Silvassi and Sebastian Kinder. And row 3, the final 2 cars on the grid, Cameron Baustin and Thomas Geisler. A number of drivers unable to make the rescheduled event tonight, unfortunately. But we do have 6 of arguably the very best in the Christmas Cup grid in the field. So we should be in for a very nice and entertaining race here at Nashville. And of course, Thomas Geisler starting from the back. He will be one of the drivers that is going to make significant gains in the point standings after this race. Of course, Alex van der Zandt unable to attend, which is the championship leader by about 24 points. So let's wait and see what Thomas can do from 6th on the grid. Really all he needs to do is keep the car on the track and hope for some other people in front of him to crash out and make up some more positions that way, but he's already got a great starting position here from P6, which is the back of the grid in this small field, but still P6 gives you a very big amount of points, which is of course better than none if you don't attend. So here we go for the rerunning of the Nashville round in the 2021 Classic Christmas Cup. On Thursday, in the failed attempt, it was Jan Hoffman on the pole. Craig Forsyth takes it this time around with a longer first gear. Let's see if the start can go any cleaner, as we have 6 cars on the grid as the pace car makes its way around turn 4 with the field behind. It's going to pull down into the pits, and Craig Forsyth is going to lead us to the green flag here at Nashville Superspeedway. Round 5 in the 2021 Classic Christmas Cup for Velocity Online Racing, as Jan Hoffman gets a very nice jump off the line and beats Craig Forsyth to the line as well. So he moves into the race lead as we go into turn 1. So at the end of lap 1, Jan Hoffman leads as Craig Forsyth gets very close to the outside wall in turn 4. And we saw Seb Kinder all the way up on the high side there in turn 4 as well, as he is racing his indirect teammate Patrick Silvassi for the VOR IndyCar Euro Series as well, which will be kicking off in about a week and a half time at the Autoclub Speedway. But Patrick Silvassi moves into P3, or holds on to P3 I should say. But at the end of lap 2, Jan Hoffman still leads from Craig Forsyth. Of course he took that lead on the start right away. Very nice jump. And he jumped to the gas right as the green flag came out. So very nice start from the German driver. As Thomas Geisler and Cameron Baustin are battling for P5. Just behind Sebastian Kinder. And let's actually go on board with the German driver in the 16, Thomas Geisler. As we see Seb Kinder sliding up to the high side. Not great for his momentum off the corner. Of course, the grey area is very large here at Nashville. There's only really one line you can run, which is the inside, where Cameron Baustin is on right now, as he gets a very nice run through the corner. Into turn 1, Cameron gonna have a look down the inside, and he will clear him before they come off of turn 1. But actually with the outside momentum, Seb Kinder able to pull back by again. As Thomas Geisler is actually moving to the same outside line in turn 4, then moves back down low for the exit of turn 4. But Cameron Baustin gets by Seb Kinder. Thomas Geisler is going to follow suit into P5. And he's going to have a look for P4 as well now right away, as this is a very nice 3-car scrap for position. And Thomas Geisler clears him, moves into P4. As we look from the rear wing of Thomas Geisler. Sepp Kinder dropping all the way to the back now. I think he did that on purpose, just so he could run the race at his own pace. Which might not be too bad of an idea, considering the tire wear around this place is very high. As these cars are about 10-20% on the throttle in the corners, and they're 100th on the throttle all the way around. Other than the turns, of course. So it really drives like a short oval, I have to say. Nashville Super Speedway, that is. This very venue. Safe to say it looks about similar to Charlotte, Kansas, those type of D-shaped ovals, but it drives like a short oval because of the short, a little bit shorter distance, 1.3 miles of course. Charlotte is 1.5, so is Kansas and Las Vegas of course. But really because of the concrete, it drives like a short oval. As we are already 10 laps into this thing, Thomas Geisler starts to pull away slowly but surely from Cameron Boustian and Sebastian Kinder. And Craig Forsyth losing a position to Patrick Salvasi a moment ago. Let's have a quick look at what happened here in this battle for position. There you can see Craig Forsyth on the outside line. And Patrick on the inside where the grip is at takes that position without much of a fight from Craig Forsyth as well. So these guys just running patiently, running their races. But Jan Hoffman though has checked out on Patrick Salvasi very much. Already 1.4 seconds ahead of the Hungarian in the second position. There he is in his Team Watson racing machine. Now Patrick and Sebastian Kinder will also be running in the 2005 series, and I do believe Jan Hoffman has also signed up for that. However, don't quote me 100% certainly on that, but we do have a few entries for it already, and of course if you would like to be a part of it, go to the Discord, sign up. The link is in the description of the broadcast. At least it should be if I set it up correctly. Which also could be the case I didn't, but let's just assume that it is there, like it's supposed to be. But as we are about 14 laps into this thing, now the tire wear will really start to kick in, so you will see the field spread out a little bit. Not too much though, but a little bit. You won't see as much passing as in the beginning of the race. Sepp Kinder actually, as I say that, is starting to work on Cameron Boustian here. Gets a very nice run off of turn 4. Picks up the draft. So Seb is trying to make the outside line work as Cameron Boustian pushes up, has to get out of the throttle a little bit. And Sepp Kinder is right there, trying to pounce and make a move happen. So Seb is really driving the second groove to try and rubber it in, let's say. And trying to get some momentum off the corner to get a good run and steam it down the inside at some point. At least it looks like that's what he's trying to do. Ah! Lily! I would love for you to join the Christmas Cup next year, actually. That would be so cool to have you racing with us. I mean, let's be real, ovals, they don't really take much talent at all. They just need thinking. Like, that's all you really need to do. You're driving with your brain, essentially, not really with talent, I have to say. Well, not necessarily at Nashville, but most other ovals. I think Gary Gotzo is going to kill me for saying this, but even Indy doesn't require that much talent. Of course, Gary is from Indiana, and of course Indianapolis Motor Speedway is pretty much a religion in that part of the country, in the US, or the nation, or however you want to call it. But going back to subject though, it would be really cool to have you on the field. Of course, if you need some coaching tips, there's Apex Age Coaching to help you out. Should you need it, of course. Which might not even be the case. So yeah, of course, if you're watching this broadcast and you see these guys race and you're not really sure if you're where you want to be as a driver, of course, Apex Age Coaching is the title sponsor of the Christmas Cup and VOR's main and Euro Series, where, of course, Isaac helps you coach, with his coaching, I should say, and helps you improve overall as a driver, especially in the IndyCars. That's his specialty. So go contact him on Twitter if you need some coaching, and he's the man to guide you through the process. As we are looking from just in front of the mirror on Seb Kinders' car, as he is still trying to work on Cameron Boustian in P6. Seb, that is, Cameron in P5. As Seb's got a very nice run this time around. Is he going to have a look to the inside? Not close enough, I don't think. So he's going to try it for the outside again to set up his momentum of the corner. I have to say, I'm actually very impressed by Seb being able to drive the high line this much. I mean, you can also see Craig Forsyth in front of him doing just that as well. It's not necessarily the fastest way around the track, it does have to be said, but it definitely sets you up very well as the stint goes on for a good run off the corner like you just saw a lap ago. As Thomas Geisler is shown as out of the race, might just be a temporary connection issue. Of course, we don't hope that's the case for him. And there you go, iRacing reinstates him to P2, so just a temporary issue.
Where you're biking.
Yep, Craig's on the radio already telling Thomas that he's blinking.
I know. Time connection.
As we are coming up to about a third into this one. And at least we got through the start okay, without any issues at all, so that's of course the key thing to our race tonight. We actually got it underway in the first place, unlike on last Thursday's attempt, which is of course unfortunate that it happened, but of course very thankful that we got it going this time. Wouldn't surprise me if we finish this broadcast before an hour is up, or even 45 minutes. I mean, with the small field size, a caution is not very likely as well, because normally if you have a big field, there's always a chance for somebody to make a mistake, either in a big pack of cars or lap traffic getting in the way, causing an incident, but that's not really going to be the case, because these guys are all very experienced. They know what they're doing. So should they even get lapped, there won't be an issue at all, I don't think. And of course these guys are all very respectful drivers, they know what they're doing like I said, so the odds for an incident are actually very low. As Thomas continues to blink out a little bit. But we do have Cameron Boustian making moves on Craig Forsyth just in front of Seb Kinder. Or Cameron trying to make a move on Craig, I should say. As we go towards the chopper camera, just on top of Cameron Boustian here, tracking him. So as the field kind of calms down here, I want to go back to the start of the race and see Jan Hofmann's epic jump off the line. So the green flag came out. Greg Forsyth, not sure what happened to him, to be honest. I'm not sure if he reacted too slowly or if he just didn't get the car going in second gear. But Jan Hofmann with a very nice launch off the line. Let's actually go on board with the number 5 here. And he did actually jump the start a little bit, I do think. Greg for sure taking it very easily into the first turn. Not really sure what to make of that, but that's what it looked like on the replay at least. For all we know, that restart or that start of the race could be perfectly legal. Actually, let's try to get a replay with Craig as well. Really not sure what happened to him. He's in first gear, waits, shifts up to second gear, and the car just doesn't pull, so... Jan with a very nice reaction to the green flag there. And Jan Hofmann and Patrick Silvassi still running in the first and second positions. Here is Jan Hofmann leading by just over a second from Patrick. And these guys have checked out on the rest of the field. They are 2.6 seconds clear of the rest of the pack. That's the gap between Silvassi and Forsyth. It does show as Thomas guys are being a lap down, so what I think happened to Thomas is his connection went out, and as your connection completely disconnects from the sim, you have a certain amount of time before you need to reconnect before you are kicked from the session entirely. So in that time period, iRacing doesn't actually register anything, so Thomas could have been driving around like everybody else, but his connection wouldn't register him driving around, so he is not scored for a complete lap, and that is the reason why he has scored a lap down, as he's blinking out again. So I think that's what's going on here, which of course puts Thomas in a very unfortunate situation. But yeah, he is now a lap down, and as we are coming to about halfway, about 6 laps away, I really don't think you can make up that ground anymore. So I think what Thomas just did is he actually pulled into the pits as well, so he just called it a day. And there you go, he's now gone 2 laps down. So the same connection issue happening again. So iRacing not registering that he is out. I actually had this issue myself as well in Texas, where my motherboard broke down on my PC, so I had to race on my school laptop. And for some reason, despite it being the same connection cable, it just didn't have the same connection speeds. So that's why I didn't necessarily have a good race there. And that's the same reason why Thomas is not having the best of nights here tonight as well. And Lily, you're right, Seb has improved quite a bit lately, not just in this car, which of course he is now trying to learn for the Classic IndyCar series as well, full season next year, but also in the iRacing, which he regularly races in. And Thomas is back out on track again, so I think he just disconnected for a second again. So about 20 laps ago, Seb Kinder was putting Cameron Bauschen under pressure. Now Cameron is pulling away from Seb. And Cameron is slowly closing in on Craig Forsyth again. And Patrick Silvassi is also dropping some pace a little bit. Of course, the gap was just over a second, about 1.1. 10-15 laps ago, and now it's gone up to almost 1.9. As he has got Thomas Geisler, a laps car, right behind him. I think Seb's just had a small issue as he has been dropping a little bit. I just saw his delta go up by a few tenths of a second there, so maybe he just pushed up the track and had to get out of the throttle there, but still going, and actually he's getting closer to Cameron Baustin again. So Seb now moving to the low line. Of course we saw him move to the high side earlier on. As he gets very close to the apron this time. And also to the outside wall, so Seb is for sure trying to push now. And we might be approaching the first round of pit stops. The first and only round of pit stops. So we are well over halfway into this race now. 51 laps out of 94, which is of course 125 miles, the total race distance. And remember what I said at the start of the show, we have a fuel window of approximately 65 laps. So about 13 laps until we should see the first round of pit stops. Of course that's a calculation which might be a few laps off, but we are going to see pit stops in this race, that's for sure. Seb really putting Cameron Baustin under some pressure now, and Cameron's pace has fallen off significantly compared to Craig Forsyth. He's just pulled away again. About 1.6 seconds separating Forsyth and Baustin, so Seb's got to get a move on if he wants to have a shot at the podium. Seb with a very good run this time around. With the draft, he's going to have a look to the inside, I think. No, doesn't actually go for it yet. He could have stuck his nose in there, but decided not to. As Cameron's car is getting a little tail happy, I think. That's what it looked like, at least from Seb's onboard. And I think I just saw something in the corner of my eyes. Patrick Silvassi dropping to P3 as I'm trying to find my mouse on the screen to go to SDK Gaming. So Craig Forsyth gets by Patrick Silvassi. And I want to go a little bit further back here as this is a slow-mo button. Hello, can we go back? Thank you very much. So, Patrick, oh, I think I know exactly what happened. Patrick tried to enter the pits. There he is. In turn 4, tries to go into the pits, slides straight on, and Patrick Silvassi loses that position to Craig Forsyth, who says thank you very much. Back now to live pictures though. Seb Kinder really working on Cameron Baustian now, as he's got a huge run down the front straight, backs off into turn 1, sets him up for the crossover down the back stretch. Very nice run again this time around. Is he going to go for it? Cameron to the inside of the track defending. As Seb with another monstrous exit out of turn 4. Not able to get by him yet. As Forsyth and Silvassi both go down a lap because they pitted. Seb with a huge run again on the back straight. Now he's got the inside line though, to the inside for turn 3 and 4. And I think he's going to clear him, but Cameron back to the outside now. Still going side by side for P2 now this is. As Cameron hangs it tough on the outside, Seb still on the inside. Has he been racing too hard? Seb, that is. That he has burned up his tires a little bit. And now he's actually cleared him for real. So Seb's now able to drive in some clean air to try and pull away. But Craig in the pits, or has been to the pits, as well as Patrick Silvassi. So that leaves us with the top 3 on the lead lap, and also the top 3 who are yet to pit. Of course, Jan Hofman, Sebastian Kinder, and Cameron Baustian didn't pit yet, so they will be coming in the next few laps. And they are trying to overcut the rest of the field now. As these guys continue to stay out, to my surprise. I would have thought they would have pitted by about 5 laps ago with the rest of the guys, but they didn't. Of course, like I mentioned, the concrete surface isn't very friendly towards these Firestone tires, so... Oh, there you go. Cameron Baustian slows down, goes into the pits, slows it down, and... Actually, did he slow it down? I think he did. We'll find out in about 5-6 seconds though, as he pulls into his pit box. If his car doesn't go up the jacks, then I think we know the answer. As he approaches his pit crew. Into the box. Car does go up the jack, so he didn't actually get a penalty, which is good for him. Fresh Firestone Firehawk tires and fuel in the car, and he is on his way again. And Craig Forsyth goes by. Patrick Silvassi will go by him too. There he is in turn 1. Gotta be careful on the pit exit here though. Don't want to take too much speed. As Jan Hofman is also in the pits. And Seb Kinder. Hofman went into the pits. We just missed that, but Seb pulls away again. Very slow stop for Seb as Cameron Baustian makes his way around Seb again through the pit cycle. So all the work that Seb did to get by Cameron Baustian is now undone. As Jan Hofman leads by 4.3 seconds over Craig Forsyth. Of course, Patrick Silvassi with a bit of a mistake on his first attempt to get into the pits. And he has now lost P2 to Craig Forsyth for sure after pit cycles. And that leaves us with a field that is pretty far spread out. So we didn't get a caution yet, which now gives us the chance to go to a very quick commercial break for Apex Stage Coaching. Of course, check them out. But yeah, we'll be right back.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Stage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.
Back here at Nashville for round 5 in the 2021 Classic Christmas Cup. The current top 5 are all still running. Jan Hofman, Craig Forsyth, Patrick Silvassi, Cameron Bastian and Sebastian Kinder. Thomas Geisler, after connection issues, has retired his car. But he will make significant gains in the points standings going into the final race of the year for the 2021 Classic Christmas Cup in IndyCar Speedway on the 2nd of January. But Jan Hofman, with a very nice start to the race, still dominates here at Nashville. As we pick him up on the cameras here. Just saw the pit stops happen and nothing really changed at the front. Of course, Patrick Silvassi made that mistake and lost a position to Craig Forsyth, but other than that, we haven't really seen any positional changes during the race itself. As we bring in the driver inputs here. Going into turn 1, of course, you're turning to the left, but notice how on the straightaways, the steering wheel isn't actually completely straight. If you look very closely, you can see it's about a degree or two. It's very minimal, but it's just not straight. And the reason that is because of the cambers and the toes on these cars. Of course, they are set up for the ovals. So you're never actually going straight in these things, which is very weird to say. When you're going straight in a straight line, you're not actually going straight, if that makes sense. Which is the beauty of oval racing. So yeah, that's really something that you see in real life as well on the Chip Ganassi cars. Especially Scott Dixon likes to run a very offset steering to the left, to the right, sorry. So it doesn't have to turn as much to the left with his right wrist. Of course, if you're driving on ovals, the right wrist actually takes a very big beating on these ovals because you're constantly turning to the left. And of course, if you grip the wheel, you have to put the most force into the wheel with your right hand. So that's why they do this as well. Of course, it's mainly because of the toes, but you can actually set it back straight if you wanted to. So there's no real biggest mover or biggest loser in this race. Jan Hofman and Cameron Bastian have both gained a position from the start. And Craig Forsyth started from the pole, lost a position to Jan Hofman. He lost one to P2. And you also have Sebastian Kinder, who started P4 and is now running in 5th. Of course, he fell to the back in the beginning. And he did get by Cameron Bastian briefly before the round of pit stops came around, but then lost that position again in that pit cycle, as he is about 2 seconds away from the nearest car in front of him. So nothing really happening at the moment. As Patrick Silvassi, though, has been very impressive on these ovals, I have to say. I primarily know him as a road course driver because he races in the Euro Series, but on the ovals he's not a very bad driver either. So with the season opener in the Euro Series being an oval, I could see him do very well there as well. Of course, if you want to join the Euro Series yourself, on Saturdays at 8 PM Central European Time, sign-ups are still open. Season gets underway on the 8th of January at IndyCar Speedway. Same for the main series, by the way, which is at 7 PM Eastern, which is 1 AM in the night for Europe. So if you want to get involved, Discord links are in the description, where you can sign up. There is an entry fee of $10 for the main series. The Euro Series is free to enter. And we also have a 2005 series with this car, the iRacing 5. at noon Eastern US time, which is 6 p.m. for Europe. So 3 races on the same day, coming up in about a week and a half time. Of course, we've got New Year's coming up first, which actually brings me to a topic that I forgot to touch upon on Thursday. I forgot to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I'm stupid, I know. I'm so sorry, but I hope everybody's had a Merry Christmas. And of course, as we go into the final part of this race, of course, we've got New Year's in 3 days as well. So I'll say it already, and if I don't forget again, like the stupid person that I am, of course, wishing everybody already a Happy New Year. Lily pointing out nice fuel saving. I think that you meant that for Seb, didn't you? He did save quite a bit as well. I think he was the last car to pit even. So 13 laps to go. Complete domination for Jan Hofmann in the lead. There he is. In his Vortex Racing machine. Or Vortex Sim Racing machine, I should say. With all the ESTV, Race Spot and other logos on the car. Of course, he drives in the Classic IndyCar Series, which Seb and I will be racing on Team VOR in 2022. And that season gets underway on March the 6th, I believe. If I've got my calendar synced up correctly. Yeah, March the 6th at Homestead Miami Speedway. Which is more of a high-end league with this car. Of course, this is the IRL 5 on iRacing. It's not actually used by many leagues. Whether it's fixed or open setup, it's not used very much at all. But CIS is one of the premier leagues on iRacing in its own, and also a very unique league because it uses this car. Which is of course a big challenge because nobody really knows it that well. We all drive the IR18, the DW12 even. We drive those a lot more than this one. But I have to say, personally, I really do love this car. It's still got the old tire model, but it's a very fun thing to take to the track and do some racing with. So that's why we also got the 2005 series coming up for VOR itself, which I just touched upon as well. But inside 10 laps to go now. So we're going to give Jan Hofmann some airtime. We've been covering Seb Kinder, Cameron Boustian and Patrick Silvassi quite a bit. Not so much Craig Forsyth and Jan Hofmann, so it's time to give these guys some airtime in the final 10 laps or so. Actually, let me shift to Craig Forsyth and we'll pick up Jan Hofmann with about 4 laps to go. Here is the Christmas wrapped car of Craig Forsyth in the 27. Usually runs their Forsyth Racing livery, but doesn't do it in the Christmas Cup. And I think I know the reason why. He absolutely hates these cars. Of course, the IRL, Indy Racing League cars these are. And let's just say that the Champ Car fans, of course, Craig has a family member who owned a Champ Car / kart team. The IRL was a crap wagon series, to quote what the drivers all had to say about the IRL. English isn't my first language, so I'm not sure if crap is a bad word or not. So that's the barrier of protection that I have, I guess. So yeah, on Thursday, Jan made that mistake coming to the green flag, but today he's been faultless as he comes across the line for 5 laps to go. Already said it twice, gonna do it a third time. Absolute domination from Jan Hofmann tonight, putting on an absolute clinic here at Nashville. 3.3 seconds ahead of Craig Forsyth, and then the gap is 3.7 to Patrick Silvassi in P3, and then there's another 5-second gap to Cameron Boustian. So safe to say the first part of the race was actually very interesting, the rest of the race not so much. It has to be said, I'm sorry. But nonetheless, it's been a very entertaining one. as we are now 3 laps away from the checkered flag. In what is the final race of 2021 for Velocity Online Racing. Of course, the final round of the 2021 Classic Christmas Cup is in the new year on the 2nd of January. And of course, the new season of the main series kicking off on the 8th. As well as the Euro 2005 series, like I mentioned a few times. As Jan Hofmann is coming up to the white flag and also some lap traffic. Hopefully Thomas moves out of the way, no problem. Out of turn 4, white flag is out for Jan Hofmann. As we go on board with the German. He's got to take it easy here, don't need to rush it with the lapped car. Into turns 3 and 4, Thomas very slow on the apex, but Jan Hofmann gonna come out of turn 4 and he's gonna go to victory lane in the rerun of the Nashville round in the 2021 Classic Christmas Cup. Absolute domination and an absolute clinic by Jan Hofmann to take his 2nd win of the year. Of course, he won the season opener, goes to victory lane again. Craig Forsyth finishes P2. Patrick Silvassi takes a very nice result in P3. His first podium, I believe, of the Christmas Cup.
What do you mean, Greg?
Cameron Bastian comes home in P4 and Sepp Kinder finishes 5th, about 3 seconds back on Cameron. And we're going to get some donuts from Jan Hofmann. Dominant drive from the Vortex Sim Racing driver. Margin of victory, 3.5 seconds on an oval.
Congrats, Jan.
So it's time to bring up the race results for tonight's race at Nashville Superspeedway. Jan Hofmann wins 3.5 seconds clear of Craig Forsyth in the 2nd position. Patrick Silvassi finishes P3 on the podium, 7.6 back from the winner. Then there's a 13-second gap to P4, Cameron Bastian for turn 4 racing. Actually 30.666, so hopefully that doesn't mean bad luck for next race. But Sebastian Kinder, the final car to finish the race, 16.7 back in P5, and Thomas Geisler, after many connection issues, still finishes the race, albeit 18 laps down in P6. So it is time to move to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back for podium interviews with the top 3 finishers, of course.
Do you struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.
Back here at Nashville, we are here for the post-race interviews. Patrick Silvassi finishes in P3. Congratulations, man.
I'm not so proud of this, so yeah, but thank you.
Well, of course, we saw you make that mistake, which was actually something I was going to touch upon in just a moment. But now that we've got that topic in here, I want to say, though, I'm personally very impressed with your drive. I know that ovals aren't exactly your thing. Yes, you did make that mistake, but it's a mistake everybody makes. So still, you can be very proud. It's a difference between P2 and P3, man. It's not that big. You can be proud of this one, trust me.
Yeah. So thank you very much. So about the race, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. Start was like, yeah, a bit sketchy how Craig started the race. So I was like too wide with Seb the first few laps, but then I was able to hold P2, and then I closed to Jan to like 7/10 when I was about to check the tires in the black box, and then I hit my pit limiter, so that's why I slowed down that much, and the rhythm was just in the bin. Also, yeah, the pit entry, yeah, I should have took the safe route, but I don't know. Yeah, it happens, but yeah, I'm kind of disappointed compared to how my pace was in the take one, where I really showed that I think I was actually proud of my pace. But here, I don't know. I'm actually proud of the first half of the race until the mistake. The second half was just, yeah, kind of bad. So yeah. I mean, I actually finished the race, so yeah. Thank God.
You did finish the race, yeah, but overall your pace was very impressive. I mean, Jan Hoffman isn't the easiest driver to race against, especially in this car, because he races this pretty much daily, I think, even. So to be up there with him is very impressive, and yeah, like I said, despite that mistake that you made, you can be very proud of this performance, because Nashville isn't exactly the easiest track as well. So congratulations
Yeah.
to P2. I know
Thank
you
you.
don't like my American interviews. I'm just gonna let you.
I actually like it now because as you can see, I am actually racing for a team. So yeah,
Go ahead.
thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much to Team Watson Racing for like giving me the chance, especially Jason Seb for giving me the shot for this. So it was originally for the Euro series, but yeah, I will race for them for this one and the 05 series and the Euro series, and in like 10 years, hopefully the main series, and hopefully I didn't spoil a bit. So yeah, and yeah, thank you very much everyone for making this possible. So yeah, and I only have one thing to say, which is that Happy New Year, everyone, and see you on the 2nd. And that's it. Thank you.
Happy New Year to you too, man. So, right, we'll see you on this Sunday, actually, for the final race of the Christmas Cup. So, see you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
So that was Patrick Silvassi finishing in P3. Let's bring in Craig Forsyth as we move him into the waiting room first, so we don't interrupt him and hear what he's saying to the guys. Hello, Craig. Congratulations on P2. We saw the start, which was a bit interesting to say the least. Just tell us about what happened there.
I forgot that we were to go on green and then was not awake enough to realize I should just keep going.
Okay. That
I'm just happy no one hit me.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, Jan of course got that great launch off the line then and got by you, and you were running in P2 for a while until Patrick got by you. And of course he made that mistake, and yeah, from then on you just ran it home, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the result, but it's hard to feel that I deserve the result because I mean, Thomas had the connection issues and he was faster than me, and the only reason Patrick finished behind me is because he had the pit stop issue. Really, I know I should have been fourth. I didn't have the full fuel pace. I was a heck of a lot faster once we got down to 1/3 fuel.
Well, you've got to be in it to win it sometimes, even though you didn't win it, but you still got a good result out of it. So that's what matters. I'm not sure why this moves you in the points, but I'm sure it's going to be quite all right. So you can be happy about the performance. Of course, next Sunday on the 2nd of January, we have the Autocross Speedway. You're going to be present in the new year?
Oh, you betcha.
Perfect. Well, I don't really have much else to ask you anymore, so just want to wish you a happy new year already. And see you on Sunday.
You bet. Everyone stay safe. Have a good New Year's Eve.
Perfect. Thank you. See you Sunday, man. So that was Craig Forsyth finishing P2. Let's bring in the race winner, Jan Hoffman. Hello, Jan. Congratulations, man.
Hello, and thank you.
So safe to say, I hate to make a joke about this, but this one went a lot better than last Thursday, didn't it?
Oh, way better.
An absolute start for, I don't know, the record books, I guess, for the Christmas Cup. You got a great launch off the line, steamed into turn one, and really never looked back. Just tell us about your race, because we didn't really cover you too much. Was there anything interesting that happened or no?
Well, there was the start. It was kind of confusing when Craig lifted it a little bit, and then it was confused for a second. Initially, I wanted to let him by again because kind of felt cheap to overtake him like that. But yeah, then I was like, I don't really have the time to turn in and check the mirrors and look what's behind me, and I didn't want to cause any mayhem. So yeah, that kind of felt cheap how I got to the lead, and then it was just trying to keep the gap consistent. And I gotta say, good job by the boys for keeping me honest with my pace. At some point, I was thinking like, they might get me over the long run, because there was always one car that was like only a second behind me or so. But yeah, after the pit stop, I heard that Patrick had some troubles there, and after that, I had a 4-second gap, and then was just racing against myself, not doing a stupid mistake, not hitting the apron, like I did at some other track. So yeah.
Well, at least from the outside, it looked like a very dominant performance, which you can be very happy about. You're also the first repeat winner in the Christmas Cup. You, of course, won the season opener and again tonight at Nashville. So congratulations. Before I let you go and do your shout-outs, I want to wish you a Happy New Year already, and hopefully see you on Sunday. So feel free to send your shout-outs.
Yeah, I also wish everybody who's viewing and you and everybody who raced here already a Happy New Year. And I want to thank you for commentating, and Velocity Online Racing for hosting this and providing a setup and making some tweaks to help with the racing overall. And of course, also my Vortex teammates who had the reason why I still race this car. That's pretty much it.
Okay, perfect. Well, once again, Happy New Year to you, and see you on Sunday for the final round in the 2021 Christmas Cup.
Yeah, see you then.
Alright, that's going to wrap it up for us here for the final race of 2021. We didn't quite make it in the 1 hour window for the broadcast, which was actually something I was hoping for, just for the record books to have a broadcast that was over so soon. But that's just a personal thing that I wanted to achieve, but we didn't get it. It's fine. What matters is we saw a good race today. It was very interesting with all the strategies being involved. Of course, we saw some overcuts, undercuts and everything, which is very nice. Of course, Nashville, not the easiest track to overtake on, so it was nice. Very nice change for once, but congratulations to Jan Hofman on his second win of the year. The next race will be on the 2nd of January in the new year on Sunday, so tune in right here on this channel for the final race of the year. I want to thank Apex Stage Coaching for sponsoring this Christmas Cup, the main series, and of course the Euro Series next year as well, and throughout this year as well. So I want to thank Isaac for doing that. I want to thank everybody for supporting us, for viewing us, for helping us out this year. And of course, hopefully we can continue to do great things together in the new year. So I want to wish everybody once again a Happy New Year. And hope you all have a safe day on the 31st. If you're setting off fireworks like we are in the Netherlands, then of course stay safe. If you're not, just enjoy the evening. And of course, we will see you all next year. Thanks everybody for watching.
struggle to survive around the toughest circuits? Are you fed up of making poor mistakes that end your races? Well, here at Apex Sage Coaching, we will help you reach your full driving potential. Whether it be a road course or an oval, we have a coach that will improve your ability. Over time, we will iron out those mistakes and make you become the driver you wish to be. And soon, you'll be making last lap passes for the win. For more information, reach out to us on Twitter at Apex Sage Coach.